Something new is taking shape between the Philippines and Ukraine, and it could have major implications for the future of Philippine military modernization. The two countries are now exploring a new form of defense cooperation centered on one of the most important technologies to emerge from modern warfare, the drone. But this is not simply about buying unmanned aerial vehicles from Ukraine. The bigger idea is far more ambitious. It involves bringing Ukrainian expertise in drone development, drone operations, counter-drone warfare, and battlefield lessons directly into the Philippine defense ecosystem. And if this cooperation develops into an actual framework for technology transfer, training, or even local production, it could give the armed forces of the Philippines a new and relatively affordable capability for surveillance, targeting, maritime security, and potentially precision strike missions.
The development comes as a delegation from the Philippine Department of National Defense, headed by Undersecretary Salvador Mison, met with Igor Zhovka, deputy head of the Ukrainian Presidential Office. The discussions focused on exchanging expertise, strengthening defense ties, and exploring new areas of cooperation between Manila and Kyiv. Among the most interesting possibilities is the development of a framework connected to drones. And this matters because Ukraine has effectively become one of the world's most important real-world laboratories for unmanned warfare. Since Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine in 2022, drones have evolved from relatively specialized military equipment into an essential part of battlefield operations, precision strike missions.
Ukraine has used drones for reconnaissance, artillery spotting, battlefield surveillance, electronic warfare, precision attacks, and long-range strikes. At the same time, Ukrainian forces have developed increasingly sophisticated methods of defeating enemy drones. The result is a rapidly evolving ecosystem where drones are not simply aircraft, they are sensors, they are communication nodes, they are targeting systems, and in some cases, they are weapons themselves. This experience is particularly important because Ukraine has demonstrated that relatively inexpensive unmanned systems can sometimes create effects far beyond their individual cost.
One of the most visible examples has been Ukraine's use of long-range drones against strategic targets deep inside Russian territory. Ukrainian drone strikes have targeted military infrastructure, logistics facilities, energy infrastructure, oil storage sites, and other high-value targets. These operations have demonstrated something that military planners around the world are now studying very closely. A country does not necessarily need enormous numbers of expensive aircraft to create strategic effects. Distributed, relatively low-cost unmanned systems can potentially force an opponent to spend far more money defending critical infrastructure. And that lesson is attracting attention far beyond Europe.
For the Philippines, however, the goal would not simply be to copy Ukraine, and this distinction is extremely important. The Philippines and Ukraine face very different strategic environments. Ukraine is fighting a large-scale land war against a major military power. The Philippines is an archipelagic country dealing with maritime security challenges across an enormous geographic area. The Philippine military has to monitor thousands of islands, vast maritime spaces, strategic sea lanes, and increasingly contested areas such as the West Philippine Sea. So the question becomes, how can Ukrainian drone experience be adapted to Philippine requirements? Instead of simply purchasing finished drones, the Philippines could potentially seek knowledge and technology that allow Filipino companies, engineers, technicians, and military personnel to develop and maintain their own unmanned systems. That would directly align with the Philippines' long-term objective of strengthening its self-reliant defense posture. The goal would be to reduce dependence on foreign suppliers for every component of a military capability. And drones could be one of the easiest areas where local industry begins to make significant progress.
This creates a completely different approach to military modernization. Traditional defense procurement can take years. A drone ecosystem can potentially evolve continuously, and that could be extremely valuable for the Philippines. The AFP is simultaneously pursuing major conventional capabilities, including modern frigates, offshore patrol vessels, armored vehicles, aircraft, artillery, air defense systems, and other platforms. These systems remain essential, But drones can provide an additional layer. They do not necessarily replace conventional military hardware. They complement it.
And if Manila and Kyiv can successfully turn today's discussions into a concrete framework for cooperation, the Philippines may gain more than just drones. It could gain the foundations of an entirely new defense technology ecosystem, one that is more distributed, more adaptable, more affordable, and potentially much more Filipino. The era of drone warfare is already here. The question now is not whether the Philippines will become part of it. The question is how quickly the country can build the capabilities needed to master it. And this emerging cooperation with Ukraine could be one of the most interesting steps in that direction yet.